right, I'm here at Atlanta Motorsports Park, where today I'm going to drive the Ferrari GTB, the 488 GTB, one of their newer cars, very fast, very elegant, and very precision machinery. I currently drive the California T 2015 model, and that's a GT, so they're all a little bit different. You really have to do your homework, but this is the mid-engine, about 670 horsepower, so about 110 more horsepower than I have now. Just an awesome experience, more racing centric, more friendly, but it should be quite a sight and quite an experience to go through. So you can see the architecture is a little different design in the interior, more manual, more of a racing feel. So we'll see what happens, so let's give it a shot. My track experience began with one of the sales associates from the Ferrari dealership giving me preparation and some pre-check and familiarity with the vehicle, including starting it up. Now, one thing you got to admit, any trip to Atlanta, Georgia, and the people there, they just love Ferraris. So it's always exciting to see the enthusiasm with the vehicle, whether you're going to the valet or just being out in the town. It's a real showstopper, and you meet some great people. Kids love the car, love to take pictures of it. People take selfies, they photograph you a lot, and the auto shows are always a joy. Even a trip to the gas station is something to talk about sometimes. Now, I must admit that one of the greatest sensations of owning a Ferrari California T, or whatever it may be, is just going for a stereotypical Sunday drive. You can appreciate the design, the beauty, the level of detail that the vehicle holds. And also, you just appreciate all of the work and craftsmanship that was put in the car. The car has so many beautiful pieces to it that it just amazes me, all of the things you hear about it that are just not true. It's an amazing piece of work. Now, one of the great things about being at the track is every little detail is, no detail is overlooked, shall I say. I got to work with a great driving instructor, Patrick, and he showed me the ins and outs of the car and made sure I was strapped in as we switched places for me to drive around the track. So we're going to kick back and just watch exclusively inside the cockpit of what it's like to have a driving instructor. I called it driver's education on super steroids. Took a lot of concentration and help that you're in shape as well, because you need so much concentration and energy to drive on such a course.
Electric seats, you'd have even less headroom because it'd be packed with all the electric stuff in there.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's a manual
steering
seat.
wheel have this thing over here?
It's manual as well, so it's underneath the steering wheel towards the front there.
Okay.
You just open the latch and it'll telescope in and out, go up and down for you, do anything you want. Feel pretty good?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna climb in, we'll get rolling.
Okay.
All right, so you can go ahead and start her up. There you go. And then all you got to do is pull the right paddle one time.
Right, first gear.
There you go.
Shut off this radio. Where is it?
Yep, it's right here.
Okay, on this one. This is 100% driver centric.
Breaking the habits.
We're all set?
All set. So I'm gonna steal the mirror here.
Oh, okay, you're doing.
Yep, I'll look out.
You got a gatekeeper up here, yeah?
Yeah, so we'll pull up and we'll stop right in front of that.
Window thing.
It's right here. There you go.
Yeah, let him, right?
He should let us roll on through. There we go. We got a green light, so we're good to go. So again, real tight pit lane here down at the bottom. We want to come out and just kind of feel out the car.
Stay full auto, right?
Yeah, we can say full auto. That way you don't have to worry about any of the shifting or anything.
Now, after I've driven about a mile in the car, I immediately have a few observations to share. As opposed to the California T, this vehicle is more racing centric, no doubt. The controls are all around the driver, and the passenger is basically looking out the window as their best option of entertainment. The driver has all kind of, the Manatino switch gives them a race feature, which I do not have, and they've got other controls, and it's clear that the radio or entertainment, for what it may be worth, is not a priority. So the tachometer and sound of the engine is your biggest joy. So that's my initial observation, but it's a very tight car, very stiff car, and clearly designed for confidence as to whatever you may want to do with
About
it.
the two board, we get some good brakes here, a nice, easy, slow release of the brake, and we want to turn in a little bit later, right? So we want to get the car back out to the right, and then bring it back over to the left side here. Left side edge, be on the brakes, off the brakes, and stay a car width wide. Good, perfect, just like that. There you go, exactly. So stay left towards the top of the hill, on the brake, and then off the brake, get it turned in, and this is the blind corner, so stay about middle of the track, and now get it turned in from the left side. There you go. Track it out. This is where we want to stay about middle of the track or so. We're going to leave the wheel in one spot and make this big long corner all the way through here. So just keep holding the wheel in that same spot. There you go. We're looking for our next turn-in point that's coming up here on the left side. So we stay on the left side of the track, get it turned in for the right to our next apex, which is up here on the right. There you go. Give me some power here. We're going to lift. Give me good hard brakes off to the right side edge of the track. So stay on the right side edge, right up against the edge. Keep holding that brake pedal. This is going to be a really tight corner to the left. Off the brake, turn it in. So we can roll back into power and track it out. So right side here. Good. We're off the gas. Turn the car in. And I want you braking here in a straight line down the hill, off the brake, looking towards the top of the hill, off the gas, get it turned in, and then back into a little bit of power here. Just kind of maintain your throttle around this corner here, keeping our eyes looking all the way through. Smooth power here, squeeze power. We're down to the left side edge. At the two board, give me that hard brake on the left side. There you go. And a nice, slow, easy, smooth release of the brake. Get it turned in, looking over the crest of the hill here. Smooth power. So we track it out left. We're staying left here. There you go. Keep it left. Good. Perfect. Down the right side. I want you to keep hugging this right side. Keep hugging the right. We're on the brake. Stay here. Lift and turn in. There you go. And now track it out to the right. Good. And now bring it back to the left because we're going to set up.
Now, as I'm driving, the one thing that's going through my mind is that you get a sense of fixation. You're in an open environment, so you say, hey, I can go as fast as I want, but you'll quickly realize that you have a lot more obstacles than thinking about going fast. You're constantly trying to look around blind corners. You've got to test the speed of the car around a corner. Sometimes you're in an unfamiliar car, and you're not sure of its limits or what kind of tires you got going on. But I barely had a chance to talk because I was so fixed on the next curve and estimating and judging and following his instructions. So the one thing I did notice that it helped that I was in really good shape because hanging on to that steering wheel and breathing and just mental focus seemed to be the key thing to get you through it. So those are just some mild observations while he was talking.
And lift and give me hard brakes here. Big hard brakes. Stay on the right side of the track because we're going to be making a left coming up. Stay on the right, still holding the brake pedal down, off the brake, turn it in, rolling back to throttle here. Track it out to the right, very nice, good job, staying right. Good. We're gonna lift, start to turn it in down the hill. There you go, straight line brake, off the brake already, looking up to the top of the hill here. There you go, maintenance throttle all the way through here. The brake, looking over the crest of the hill here. Starting to squeeze in some power, track it out to the left. Stay on the left side, keep going, good. Lift and turn into the right. Stay on the right side up throttle again. There you go, bringing it back to the left side. And this is where we're going to stay about a car width left here, all right? There you go. This was brutal. So we're on the left side edge. We're on the brake. Off the brake. This is your blind corner coming up here. So about middle of the track. And now start to turn it in. Smooth power as we're coming down the hill. Nice and easy. There you go. Yep. And then a maintenance throttle all the way around the corner here. One long.
Now, if you listen carefully, you hear Patrick referencing apex, turn in, turn out, a hard brake at 2. There were actually markers on the track which gave me guidance as to what I should be doing as well. So I was in an unfamiliar environment, but those markers and on the side quickly told me what was coming up or what to hug. So that was extremely helpful and made the experience very good.
Get some good brake here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach over and I'm going to throw us in the race, all right? So this is going to make the car a little bit more aggressive here, okay? Let you feel that out. Yeah, no worries. So we're tracking out right. If we lift, car turned in. On the brake here in a straight line. Off the brake, look to the top of the hill. Lift off the gas and start to turn the car in. Look all the way through the corner. Turn that head, look through. There you go. We got maintenance throttle all the way through here. There you go. Smooth on the power all the way out. Down the left side edge, remember our 2-bore. So we have big brakes here out to the left side. We're holding that brake pedal. Start to release. Turn the car in. Looking over the top of the hill. Squeeze power. Nice and smooth here. There you go. Stay on the left side. Good. Now turn the car in. Good. Stay on the right side edge here. On the brakes. Now off the brake. Turn the car in. Good. Looking for the track out point out there. Remember our big game and connect the dots. Stay on the left side. So put the car on the left next to the turn-in point.
I think one of the most exhilarating and cool things about driving a Ferrari is just listening to that engine and how fine-tuned and how smooth it is. Even in the California T, which I drive every now and then on my own, the engine is second to none, seemingly, just on the precision of how it's set up. So that's always a joy to hear. But in this 488, it's taken it to another level because I do not have a race mode to enjoy.
So now that the car's in race, we're holding a lower gear so we can have a torque and power when it's at the ready when we come out of the corners. Stand on the left side edge. As soon as you pass these cones here, you start to turn right. Turn in. Here you go, down to the right side edge where your apex is. Pick up power here. Really get into it. Yeah, there it is. Lift and give me hard brakes on the right side. Keep holding the brake pedal. A little bit more. More brake. More brake. More brake. Good. Smooth release. Look into the corner. Off the brake. Back to power. Track out. Good. There you go. We're going to lift. Get the car turned in down to the apex. Straight line brake. Off the brake. Look into the top of the hill. Just lift off the gas and start to turn in. Back into the power and hold that maintenance throttle through here. Alright? Keep those eyes off the brake. Look up to the top of the hill as we're adding power. Left side. And to the brake. Good. Off the brake. Get it turned in. We're ending up about middle of the track here. And now turn it in left. Wait for your power. Now squeeze the power in. There you go. We're going to hold that maintenance throttle again all the way around this corner. There you go. Squeeze in a little bit more power. Here it is. Good. Hold it right there. That's perfect. Left side edge here. Keep those eyes up. Looking far ahead. And turn in. Right side edge here. Squeeze some power in. Give some good power here. There it is. And then lift and give me that hard brake here. There you go. Keep holding that pedal. We're starting to smoothly release from here, right? So you can see now we're starting to overslow that corner, right? Because now the transmission is doing some engine braking for us. It's going down a couple more gears. There you go. Staying right. Lift and turn the car in. There you go. Straight line brake. Off the brake. Get it turned in towards the top of the hill. There you go. Lift all the way through the corner here. Maintenance throttle. And all the way through. Get your head turned. Look through that corner. There you go. Smooth power. still breathing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Don't forget to breathe.
Right here?
Yes, sir. Perfect. So as soon as you throw it in race mode, the car becomes a little bit more aggressive. The suspension becomes a little bit stiffer. All right, so it's ready to handle more curves. But it also changes the mapping between the transmission and the engine and the throttle response and all that kind of stuff. So it just becomes a lot more aggressive. If you want, we can duck right here. Yep, right through here. Yep, hard right. And we're going to follow that little focus right there. If you want to, we'll go around in front of the other 488 there. Oh, you're good, man. You're good. So all you gotta do is just hit the engine start stop, and it's gonna put it in park and everything for us.
Didn't I do that? All these little quirks I don't know about.
It's that fancy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That was great, man. That was awesome. So,
Mike, you got me good. Yeah, it was great. Because
probably close to 90 or so.
you'd be a busy driver in manual. Gosh, that was just auto, and I was listening to him. I couldn't even talk back because I was looking for A's and T's and I's and ins and outs.
If you don't do it a lot, the first time especially, sensory overload because there's so many variables happening at one time.
Well, I started to memorize where the dips were, and Okay, I just finished up here at the Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. I had the honor of driving the Ferrari 488 GTB by invitation, and it was an awesome experience, as you saw. So we'll see what happens. But right now the California team is holding it down, but I'm excited to see what this may bring about. I want to thank Ferrari Maserati of Atlanta for their tremendous hospitality for this opportunity and making this available. They sell lots of great cars and the service is impeccable. I always look forward to going out there and receiving great service. Awesome vehicle and an awesome experience and awesome hospitality here at the track. Okay, over and out.